I came here to find something out about my grandfather, who was shot here in summer 1941, a story I knew nothing about because my family never talked about it. In the last 18 months I've written a piece of music called A Kind of Haunting, and in it I tried to work through these things. I wrote the piece in collaboration with an American academic whose particular specialism has to do with intergenerational memory, how memory, and particularly traumatic memory, can be passed on from parent to child, from grandparent to child. And this piece moves from silence, from a contemplation of what it is to grow up that way, with an urgency to find out. And over 45 minutes or so of music, of words, of singing, setting poetry about the same subject, by the end of the piece there is some kind of, if not resolution, then a coming to terms, or the possibility of coming to terms, the possibility, despite this horror, despite all this stuff that happened here, of remembering that it happened then, that it happened to those people, that it was at that time, and that we remember, we respect, we think about, we honour, but it is not about us. And then maybe we might be able to come to some position of rest. In the piece I wrote, in A Kind of Haunting, at the very beginning of the piece, there's a tiny fragment of music by a Polish Jewish composer from Krakow, whose name was Mordechai Gebertig. And this tiny fragment of music comes from a lullaby he wrote. He was also killed in the war in 1941. And the fragment haunts the piece. We hear it at the very beginning, it disappears, but its rhythm, its flavour permeates the piece.